Have a lot of heat a little bit farther to the south of there, including us. And then, of course, we do have a little action happening in the tropics, nothing very big, but we'll get into it in a second. We are looking at that heat advisory until 7 p.m. today. We're already at 91. We have those clouds kind of helping at least block you from the direct sun in some spots, but temperatures have certainly still made it into the range we expect this time of day in the lower 90s. Heat indices up to 110, so it's definitely feeling pretty warm unless you have one of those showers. And we do have a few of those, couple of showers cropping up around Des Almonds, Gramercy on toward Donaldsonville, and also right over part of the West Bank around Algiers, Tarrytown, and into parts of St. Bernard and fringes of New Orleans as well. So a few little showers helping with the heat, at least some. Here is our bigger picture, and you can see it's mostly happening right over southeast Louisiana, and a few showers are off of our coast as well. Transitioning into our model so you can take a look at the rest of this evening. Here we are through the afternoon to 4 p.m. and then on towards 6 p.m. Most of anything we see as far as rain goes this afternoon will be dwindling by about 6 and 7, and then this takes us on toward 9 and 10, and things are a lot quieter by then. So today, very similar to the past couple days, highs around 94, spotty rain, 40% or so chance, so don't be surprised by a little bit of rain here and there, and that feels like 105 easily, but you saw some of you already above that. Tonight, north and south will be back in the 70s, and the rain calms down. But pretty much all week long, we're going to bob between about 30 to 50% rain chance. Right now, it looks like Thursday could be our wettest day. And each day, it's just that chance for those quick downpours, bringing some lightning, some brief heavy rain, and then wrapping up likely pretty quickly. We'll keep that chance for a few spotty showers into the weekend. Let's get into the tropics. We do have that one spot we've been watching, and we were saying some rain in the Caribbean expected this week. The National Hurricane Center has now highlighted this wave in the extreme southeast Caribbean Sea with a 20% chance of developing in 7 days. So once it crosses the sea, gets somewhere around Yucatan, and maybe following this familiar path we've seen a couple systems take lately into the Bay of Campeche, it'll have a chance of taking on a few tropical characteristics and maybe getting going into a little bit of organization. We will see, but it looks like the upper pattern, especially by the time it makes it over there this weekend, will feature that blocking high over our part of the Gulf Coast. So this would keep it directed out to the west and keep it far south of our part of the Gulf Coast. So it doesn't look like this will be any sort of concern with any impacts or effects for our part of the U.S., although Mexico may get even more rain like it has gotten lately. Also, something we're watching across the Atlantic basin right now is Saharan dust. And this is being blown out, of course, from the Sahara Desert in Africa out over the Atlantic Ocean, and the winds transporting it are called African easterly jet. Takes it out over the ocean. You can see it swirling up here, big batches of it moving out across the ocean and getting all the way to the western side. Speaking about Saharan dust, a few more facts about it. It's when low-level weather systems swirl and loft that dust from the Sahara into the air, and it can be a really big layer, about 2.5 miles thick. It's warm, it's dry, there are strong winds transporting it, and so all those things are almost opposite of what you need for a hurricane to form. So it suppresses hurricane formation, peaks in late June into July, and can last into early August. A new batch comes off the coast of Africa roughly every 3 to 4 days, and it tends to cross the Atlantic in about a week, and it can show up anywhere from New England to South America. It can even go north sometimes and invade parts of Europe. And remember, a couple of years ago in 2020, we had an especially big plume of that moving in, and it was even showing up on the top of cars and things like that. For us, really, it just cuts down on that hurricane formation, so our really Atlantic basin forecast is looking quiet mostly for the next week plus.